So the CAW contract's negotiated now, and I was wondering your perception on what that means in terms of creating a cost-competitive environment in Canada to manufacture, and what that might mean for future investment.
You know, it's good to put that to bed, because we're not in the business of negotiating collective agreements. We're in the business of selling cars and making cars. So it always creates a bit of a distraction. You know, we made some incremental improvements with respect to this year's CAW collective agreement. But when we look at it at a higher level in the Canadian context, the Canadian environment is still challenged on really a number of fronts relative to other automotive manufacturing jurisdictions, namely the United States. And I think in the Canadian context, you know, labor rates are still, you know, higher than those of the United States, and certainly in Mexico. Our infrastructure is being worked on, but about 80% of the vehicles that the industry builds in Canada are exported to the United States, and we're continuing to make steady progress on the bridge between Windsor and Detroit, which takes the vast majority of vehicles being exported from Canada, but we need to continue to move that faster. You know, definitely taxes and trade policies are other factors that we need as an industry in collaboration with the government to continue to work on.
Do you see things like the Automotive Innovation Fund that was announced or extended a few weeks ago? Do you see that helping at all draw investment, or is more needed?
It definitely helps, and it's absolutely a step in the right direction. I think it's about a $250 million fund. We've had that before, and it can give in the neighborhood of 10 to 15% interest-free or low-interest repayable loans for an automotive manufacturer to invest in the Canadian jurisdiction. So absolutely, we applaud the federal government's announcement on the AIF, and it certainly helps the Canadian jurisdiction.
Does Chrysler have any intention of tapping into that?
We've tapped into it in the past when it's been available, and you know, we're assessing, you know, all of our R&D projects right now, and hopefully we'll be able to avail ourselves of some of those funds.
What about? Do you see any expansion of Brampton or Windsor anytime soon in terms of retooling or that paint shop that's been talked about for a while?
I think pretty stable for right now. We've been fortunate with respect to our Canadian manufacturing plants to keep them running pretty well, even during the dark period of 2008 and 2009. Windsor in particular is a plant that's running 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. We had a considerable amount of overtime going on at our Windsor plant throughout 2012. And Brampton, too, has been stable through the depths of the recession, particularly in the U.S. in 08 and 09, in preserving its 2 shifts, 16 hours a day. So I'd say looking out into 2013, pretty stable with respect to our manufacturing in Canada.